everybody, it's me, GhostCritic, back with another Friday comic book review upload video for you. Thank you for hitting the play button and coming along for the ride, which is hopefully going to be a short one this week. I'm going to try and get through my books very quickly. I know I've been knocking on the door of half-an-hour videos. Let's make this under 20. I'm going to kick off very quickly with two books that came out last week, but we didn't get till this week. That was Batman issue 31. I have to say, after the first two, what they're calling acts, the kind of meandering way that those two went, and I was wondering, is this going to be the epic Year Zero story that Snyder was after? This final act is actually living up to expectations. I really enjoy the kind of to and froing between Riddler and Batman for kind of supremacy and taking back Gotham. The artwork by Capullo is always fantastic, with only 2 more issues of this big year-long event to go. Let's hope Snyder can leave it on a big high. Can't believe this has been going on for a year. The other book that should have been out last week, and I should have got out last week, but didn't come till this week, was Justice League Dark issue 31. Now, after the transition of the last issue, where we kind of had people leave, new people stay, we come to what I guess is our first kind of story arc as such, where we get this kind of Nightmare Nurse origin story. And you know, it's a fun read, it was, but, and there's a but here, this is, to me, is starting to feel like the last volume pre the New 52 of Justice League, where they began the run with a really strong, solid A-lister team, and then gradually all the big strong characters were left, and you were left with these kind of C-listers who the writers tried to make interesting, tried to give them, you know, something to get their teeth into, but at the end of the day, it was all a bit average, and it worries me now about this title and its continued longevity. Like I said, it was fun, it had all the elements I like, just maybe not with the characters I want. So yeah. So on to the books that I picked up this week. We kick off with Swamp Thing issue 32, and this was a pretty nothing issue, to be honest. Basically in respect to the whole Aquaman crossover. I didn't get Aquaman issue 32 or whatever the crossover issue was for this, so I didn't understand how these were connected, how they met, why obviously they were at odds with each other. So it all kind of felt a bit, well, I'm just reading this for the sake of reading it, it's the next issue of Swamp Thing. However, what Sewell manages to do in this book is make us realise exactly how much the Parliament of Trees that Swamp Thing has now cut off from the Green and basically, you know, murdered, what they actually did for the Green, all, you know, despite their bickering and such like, they had a lot of responsibility, and now this all lies on the shoulders of Swamp Thing, and he's probably not even aware that all this is on his shoulders until now. And it's not until kind of like the Wolf and Lady Weeds put it to him, you know, right in his face. It's like, look, you've destroyed, you know, hundreds of thousands of years of history of the Green. You decided to forsake all your avatars that came before you, and you want to do this on your own, and you know, you're not really doing a great job. Lady Weeds is obviously the more forceful of our kind of three that Swamp Thing saved from the green. And there's a weird bit at the end that really doesn't mean anything, because, you know, Swamp Thing would not be able to be killed by such an attack from Lady Weeds, as she's literally driving her point forward. So yeah, this was a bit of a nothing issue. Looks beautiful. Jesus Sayas, beautiful artwork. Loved all the kind of underwater scenes and like the huge epic Swamp Thing incarnations. That was really the highlight of this issue, if nothing else. Oh well. On to Hinterkind issue 8. And this book is starting to surprise me a great deal. We've had the hiatus that we had, and when we came back, we have all our main characters all split up across this post-apocalyptic land. And we have these unlikely allies coming together, both from the human world and this Hinterkind world. And it's a very clever device that Edgington has done, and it's kind of crept up on me, and I only really just realised here. In the first volume, you very much feel that it's Hinterkind versus humankind, and that is it. Yes, you've got the whole kind of royal the royal house of the Hinterkind and all the political and royal dealings and underhanded dealings that are going on there. But you very much felt it was Hinterkind versus humans. But now in this new storyline that Edgington is writing here, he has given our Hinterkind, the human folk, a common enemy, and that is in these kind of vampiric, Nazi-esque kind of villains. And it's just really fun to read now. These unlikely pairings of Hinterkind and human folk are sometimes touching, sometimes it's funny to see their reactions. It's just ironic that obviously at the beginning they were at so odds with each other, and now they're going to have to come together and work together. So really enjoying this. Less said about the art, again, the better. We have Batman Eternal issue 8. Okay, we get to see Batman go over to Japan, find out what the whole reason Falcone left was for. And unfortunately, Snyder and Tynion have decided to incorporate the Batman Incorporated storyline. It did begin pre the 52 and I did not like it at all. I didn't like this concept of different Batmans in different parts of the world. In this case we come back to the Japanese Batman. So although there's a lot of fun in here in the form of ninja kind of big exciting fight scenes, revelations about why Falcone did come over to Gotham, though not truly expanded on. We don't get the whole picture, but there is a certain element that Falcone did not leave because he had to. Other things that are going on in here: Catwoman faces Falcone. Yes, they've got a history together. We don't quite know what kind of history this is, given we're in our new 52 universe. Obviously people can go back to pre-52 storylines and realise what their connection is. Is it that connected in Batman Eternal universe? We don't know. However, with those scenes and knowing what we know in the case that the kind of little sneaky future look we got not so long ago, and we saw Catwoman in charge and running Gotham. It's very hard to feel worried about Catwoman at this point while she is in the clutches of Falcone, which is a shame and kind of lessened the tension there. Oh, and yes, obviously, finally, that mystery lady that was hanging from the side of the building. We all had our thoughts about who it was. We couldn't have been more wrong. But however, this person, who I won't spoil who it is for you if you've not read this yet, all I'll say is they're much closer to the Wayne family than you would have realised. That's all I'm going to say. Gillian March on artwork again, also great stuff. I like to see a little bit of continuity in the kind of art style and the way that the characters are looking after, I think it was Sleepy Reader, who mentioned, and now, you know, I can't unsee it when I went back to look, is the differing ways that differing artists are drawing certain characters, especially our new detective, whose name escapes me now. It will come to me, but too late. Yeah, so it's nice to have that kind of continuity a little bit with the way people look, at least. So yes, another great issue. Just wish they hadn't thrown in all that Batman Incorporated nonsense. Penultimate issue this week, I've got Iron Fist issue 3. Again, I love this. I just don't know what it is about it, because I know a lot of people haven't really clicked with this. I still love the kind of mix of the origin story, how Danny as a young boy became, you know, this living weapon, the Iron Fist. And then mixing it in with all the present day drama that is going on. We get a lot more revelations and reveals about Danny's history, in his training, his relationship with his kind of sensei type of character. And we get to hear decisions he's made in the past which may have not been the best of choices. While all that is going on, and obviously Danny in the present day is dealing with the devastation of the city of Immortals, and by dealing I mean not at all, goes off the deep end big time. We go back to I wouldn't say love interest, but the woman that Danny left in the high-rise block, Brenda, who's looking after this poor, you know, Chinese girl who came with the message for Danny. She gets caught in the middle along with a detective who's questioning her between two gang members, gang groups who are clearly after the young girl who is in the hospital bed, and there's just this wonderful kind of chaotic fight scene that goes on, and then right at the end we get a kind of shocking reveal that maybe a family member thought dead may be back, and not in a good way. I just can't understand. I can't tell you what it is that I like so much about this title. The artwork I absolutely adore, and I know that has been a problem for a lot of people. I love the dark tonal colours. I love the kind of really thick black lines that go on it that, you know, detail all the characters. I love the way, you know, the past scenes, the origin stories. It's kind of like the page, you see the creases in the pages, giving it this kind of authentic journal type of look and feel. It's just a really fun comic book and kind of reminds me of, you know, later Bronze Agey type books, but obviously much moderner, if that is a word. Okay, we're on to the final comic, and if you'd watched my Wednesday's pull list video, you know what it is. It is the fabulous, the fantastic 5 Ghosts. This was the conclusion, and unfortunately we are on a hiatus after this issue, which makes GhostCritic a very sad boy. But had huge amounts of fun with this issue. There have been some complaints from some fellow YouTubers that these past few issues have been over too quickly. I haven't really minded that. It is a fast-paced story, that it doesn't bog itself down with exposition, chatter, needless chatter. It gets straight to the point. It's a fun, pulpy boys' adventure action movie, and all wrapped up in Moneyham's fantastic artwork. When I turned that page over and saw the kind of 2-page splash clash between Caliban and Fabian, my jaw just dropped. I was like, wow, I need that for a poster on my wall now. The artwork is a huge plus on this issue, and just in general. Not that the storyline, for me personally, has been in any way of a lower quality. I've just loved this. I've recommended this every time it's come out. Clearly the first series, the first volume is out in trade, no doubt with the hiatus on at the moment. You'll see Lost Coastlines in a comic book shop in trade format very soon, so go pick it out. Okay, that's it, and guess what, I didn't even realise I did that all in one take. Wow. Thank you all very much for watching. I'm going to do this under 20 minutes, so if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button if you liked it so you don't miss out on any more. Give me a big thumbs up, I always appreciate those, and comments in the section below. Love them, love them, love them. Hope you enjoyed your books this week, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for watching, thank you for all your continued support. I love you all. Goodbye.